Laszlo's relationship with his wife, Ursabit, is one of the most important aspects of The Brutalist. Despite the marital issues that they face throughout the course of the film, Laszlo clearly loves Ursabit. After being separated during World War II and sent to different concentration camps, Laszlo is forced to immigrate to America alone. Because of this, Ursabit doesn't show up until the second half of the movie. Despite this, Ursabit is still one of the best characters in The Brutalist, and represents the themes that the film explores perfectly. The Brutalist explores themes such as survival and trauma, and showcases what it was like to be an immigrant following the horrific events of World War II. In The Brutalist, which is brilliantly directed by Brady Corbett, it is clear that both Laszlo and Ursabit struggle to adapt to their new lives in America because they are traumatized by the horrors they faced during World War II. Thankfully, by the end of The Brutalist, they fix their marital issues, but Ursabit is undoubtedly one of the characters who struggles the most throughout the movie, especially since she suffers from osteoporosis. Laszlo's wife Ursabit is in a wheelchair due to osteoporosis. Ursabit is in a wheelchair for most of The Brutalist. In the first half of the film, Laszlo and Ursabit consistently write letters to each other, but the latter doesn't actually arrive in America until the beginning of The Brutalist's second half. When Laszlo meets Ursabit at the train station, he is surprised to see her in a wheelchair. Ursabit never wanted to mention that she suffers from osteoporosis in her letters, but she has been in a wheelchair for years because of the malnutrition she experienced while a prisoner in a concentration camp during World War II. Osteoporosis is a skeletal disorder that causes bones to become weak and brittle. Because her bones are so weak after suffering in a concentration camp for so long, a minor fall or even bending over the wrong way could cause Ursabit to break a bone. As is seen in The Brutalist, osteoporosis also causes chronic pain. Therefore, it is clearly a disorder that is very uncomfortable and difficult to live with. How Ursabit developed osteoporosis. Ursabit developed osteoporosis during the Holocaust. Laszlo is initially very surprised to see Ursabit in a wheelchair because she never had osteoporosis before World War II. This proves how much their lives changed as a result of the Holocaust. Because she wasn't properly fed while being held in a concentration camp during the war, Ursabit's bones became very weak and she developed osteoporosis. This is something that a lot of Holocaust survivors actually had to live with after being freed from concentration camps. Therefore, even though they survived the Holocaust, they had a constant physical reminder of the horrors they experienced. While there is no known cure for osteoporosis, people with the disorder can make lifestyle changes to try to strengthen their bones. This is something that Ursabit does in The Brutalist. While she is very weak in the years after the Holocaust and when she first arrives in America, she slowly becomes stronger throughout the course of the movie. Therefore, while Ursabit's osteoporosis is a representation of their trauma, she and Laszlo work through it together. Why Ursabit didn't need her wheelchair in The Brutalist's ending. Ursabit is stronger by the end of The Brutalist. By the end of The Brutalist, Ursabit can actually summon enough strength to walk without a wheelchair. While it is difficult for her and she still needs some support, Ursabit is seen walking when she confronts Harrison at the end of The Brutalist. Her walking and holding herself up during this intense scene is a sign of her strength. Therefore, even though osteoporosis is a terrible disease to live with, Ursabit shows how someone can regain some of their strength by being resilient in The Brutalist.